A couple of things I just wanted to point out before I come to you. So inside the bill, it's $60 billion in Ukraine aid, $14 billion for Israel, $10 billion in humanitarian aid, $5 billion for our Indo-Pacific partners. That leaves $20 billion for the borders, both north and south. That's not a border bill.
Look, you know, I have spent so much of my time in the last 3 years covering the border. And in talking to all of the agents from the rank and file all the way up to the senior leadership, they're not happy with this. And any agent will tell you, sure, we'd love more money. But what we really need beyond money, manpower, technology is we need some policy to change and to walk back. The way we got into this problem is that this administration favored a catch and release process that had no consequences. And when you hear members of Congress talk about there are already laws on the books, you do. Title 8, USC 1325, they'll tell you simply makes it a felony to cross the border. Now you're in a situation where early this morning before 5 a.m., my phone was dinging at 4:30 in the morning, and clearly agents are getting up. An agent that's down on the border said, this seems to me to send a message to the world that says, come on down. We're letting in 4,999 a day. Now, Senator Langford's arguing that there's a lot of good stuff in this bill and that that's not the case. That's being misinterpreted. But at the same time, you see things, language like that, and you worry, why didn't it address things like the actual laws currently on the book and move to a remain in Mexico policy, which makes everyone who wants to claim asylum. You can walk at any time of the day to a legal port of entry and claim asylum, and you may or may not get past the initial interview. But the process of crossing illegally en masse and declaring asylum and being paroled into the U.S. is a new problem the country has had that began under this administration.
Right.
And that fundamental part of the crisis is what every border official is saying has got to change. And that doesn't seem to change in this. By the way, one more point. If you think for a moment the cartels won't choose to find another way to exploit it and go to a metering system to bring their numbers down.
Oh, I'm sure they're already on it.
Tell me, think again.
Yeah, they're already on that because they know that we're going to have to do something eventually. Maybe it'll be under a Republican president, but they know some change has to be coming, even if it's this, what the Democrats put out. You know, Kayleigh, it's the numbers game. It's the shell game that is so disingenuous, and people really have to look at this. They're stuck on the 5,000 number. I'm stuck on 8,500 because that also is supposed to trigger something, but it's a 7-day average. So if you have 8,500 on one day, but you have 1,000 on the next day because you put some attention there, your average is going to be lower. I mean, this is a shell game. And again, the cartels already know this.
Yeah, to your point, the worry about the cartels gaming the system, that's a really interesting point. Look, bottom line here, so much is being said about this bill. We have a derelict, lawless president. There are laws on the book in the Immigration and Nationality Act. You just cited some federal laws that our president is choosing not to enforce. We have a president who decided to light the border on fire. That is what he did in his first 100 days, 94 executive actions to roll away the Trump-era border policies. We are here not because of a lack of a comprehensive immigration reform. We are here because we have a president who simply doesn't care, who enables people coming across our border, who enables the cartels, who enables the human traffickers. That is the problem, not the lack of a bill. Now, Senator Langford would say this puts a mandatory activation requirement on a lawless president. I heard him make that argument. So that part is true. But we have a president who disregards the law. We have a president who cuts down razor wire in Texas. So until you fix the guy at the top, the executive, Joe Biden, you don't fix the problem.
I want to hear real quickly from Congresswoman Kat Cammack of Florida on Last Hour on the Focus. She had this to say about the bill.
This is not a border security package. This is a Ukraine package. This is aid for Palestinians package. This is assistance to Arab partners package. This is not border security. This is a way for them to parole people into the United States faster. You are not securing the border in this package, and we would do well not to lie to the American people and try to sell them on that. They already are pissed.
Molly, I see you nodding.
Well, it's very interesting to hear Kat Cammack talk this way, because what I'm hearing from various people on both the House and the Senate side, is extreme anger about Republican participation in this border package. You saw, Joe Biden said, please pass this bill. Chuck Schumer said, this is a great bill. Mayorkas, currently about to be impeached for mishandling the border, says, this is a great bill. What people don't understand is what were Republicans having to do with this? Chuck Schumer also said he has never worked so closely on any piece of legislation with Mitch McConnell as this package. And it shows, because it doesn't actually do anything on the border, but it does give $60 billion to Ukraine. Mitch McConnell said that's the most important policy priority for Republican voters. I think Republican voters have responded to that by showing why he is the least popular politician in this country. So it's kind of a watershed moment for Republicans. Like, they don't have a lot of power in the Senate, but they do have Mitch McConnell, who's supposed to be very good at negotiating this stuff. He puts Langford in, who completely gets rolled. Sorry, but he does. And you're not seeing, you see Steve Daines saying this is an electoral disaster for Republicans. It doesn't make sense that a party that wants to win or lead the country would participate in this, and that's why you're seeing it dead on arrival in the House, but also not seeing a lot of Republican senators sign it.
I also think that the kitchen sink element of it is so obvious, right, to your point. So Washington Post, for example, is touting this as saying, well, this would be the most comprehensive immigration reform passed in decades. Funny how it seemed to happen just a couple months before the presidential election. So exactly to your point, all they're interested in is having that headline be put forth and having that box be checked, right? What's interesting to me, and I want viewers to understand this because I think these 2 points are important. The first is that it moves asylum claim decisions away from immigration judges and instead into the hands of just asylum claim officers. And here's why that's... Yes, exactly. And the second point about that I think it shows, a second message. Think about if you were getting heart surgery, and obviously you would want your heart in the hands of an experienced heart surgeon. But you know what? If there's a bomb and that goes off, we just need hands. We just need hands to triage. We just need everyone to stop the bleeding. So what used to be a very credible and very sacred system in this country, immigration, the concept that people would take their citizenship and applications to live here so seriously, and that we take it so seriously too, that's the honor that we accord it. Now, we just need hands. Here, you guys, here, you step in.
It's a great point. Can I weigh in on that?
Of course,
the first interview I ever did with Alejandro Mayorkas was when he was the director of USCIS. So you're taking the decision on deciding a claims, adjudicating claims, away from immigration judges and an ICE prosecutor and putting it in the hands of a USCIS person. That's what this bill does.
You know what's going to happen now.
And when I interviewed Mayorkas at USCIS, we finished the interview at the Library of Congress when he was swearing in new citizens. And I asked him at the time, this is all on camera if you go back 10 plus years, I said, how do people that are getting sworn in becoming citizens right now in this moment feel about those that skipped the line and come illegally? He said, they're very angry.
Yeah.
And it's just an interesting change in the way the public views these things.
I want to get Donald Trump's voice in here. Former President Donald Trump spoke with Maria Bartiromo about the crisis at the southern border and who really is coming across. Let's watch together.
You're going to have to deport a lot of them. It's not sustainable. And now you look, these countries are very smart. I know every one of the leaders of the countries for the most part. The presidents, the dictators, I know them all. I know the kings, the queens, I know them all. These are smart people. These are streetwise people. It makes sense that they're taking people out and sending them up in caravans to the United States. And it's not just South America. It's from Africa, from Asia, from all over the world. Asia. Yeah. I mean, from all over the world. From China, there are 28,000 people in the last few months. 28,000. That's what's he doing? Building an army? And they were mostly men, almost all men, from the age of 18 to 25. So what's that all about?
So what's interesting, too, about what the president is saying, even if this bill were to pass in any form, you and I both know that it would take years to put any sort of asylum process, whether it's tougher, whether it's a shorter period, together. I mean, years. So why isn't it being talked about? And what have you heard on the Hill about just stopping it now? Just shut the border down now. Maybe a year, maybe only 90 days. And what I'm hearing back is Democrats wouldn't even entertain the idea that it was dead on arrival, so to speak.
And I'm hearing we don't have the resources or the mechanisms to start doing that.
They can't shut down the border. So why is it in this bill that they think that they can shut down the border on a moment's notice when 8,500 people cross the border?
That's a debate we hope we hear. And by the way, the other part of this is that there's concerns from officials that as soon as this were to get passed, if it were, you would have pro-migrant groups sue over the arbitrary number to try and stop its implementation.
Absolutely. All right, boy. Well, this will continue because they haven't even gotten to the point now where they're negotiating in the House, if that happens.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.